Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Leslie Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Nails, hairs, hips, heels, nails, hair,
hips, heels. I just love it. I don't walk, I strut, strut, and then a sachet. I love to walk the dogs to this song. It's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad and I, are going to dig into the enthusiastic convo I had with Jessica Burgio in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that episode, then feel free to pause us now.
Yeah.
Do the thing to whatever app you're using to listen to the other one, and then come back and join us. Or listen to this one, and then go back, and then you tell us which takeaway you liked, and a DM to us.
Love it.
I love it, too. Okay, before we get into this, because I love Jessica, she and I met over leggings, so, that speaks my language. But I got to tell you something. I'm really excited to share this. On September 30th, y'all, I will be on the Strong Fitness Magazine's Instagram live. It is National Women's Health and Fitness Day, and we are talking about the importance of self-care and how it's not selfish care. And I'm freaking stoked about this, and I really, really, really want you to join because it's a message they all need to hear. And that, in fact, tell your friends about it so that they come too. Yes,
I'm excited about that too. In fact, I think you're going to be live a few times that day.
I know. Strong Fitness Magazine is having me on a few. Well, I'm on them a few times in a few weeks, but that one is a big talk that I'm really, really excited about.
Yeah.
And so, National Health and Fitness Day. Spend it with me over at Strong Fitness Mag Instagram.
On the IG.
Do we have a question from someone in the audience, my love?
Yes, we do.
Tell me more.
We have had a question about, I heard you're doing something to sponsor first responders. How do I do that?
I love it. I love that people are like, yeah, I want in. I'm in.
I mean, I'm so grateful that you asked this question because we obviously want to talk about it. If you haven't listened to our last couple of episodes, then you're missing out. But we will happily reiterate right here, right now.
It is so important. So I am someone who kind of struggles a bit about the fact that you listening to this live everywhere. Like, we have listeners all over the world.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, there's some countries I didn't even know were around. So
we're getting famous in India.
Yeah, well, that's given.
Cool.
But like Uzbekistan or like wasn't
it was Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan.
Is it Azerbaijan? I think so.
If you are listening for Azerbaijan, hi.
Yeah, send us a DM and say hello.
So the reason we chose first responders is that no matter where you live in the world right now, your first responders are working their tails off, or what I like to call it, their thasses off. And so it is, I really struggle. I want to have ways of giving back, and I want to make sure that when you participate in things with us, that they can give back to things. But a lot of my charities are like local, not really.
We're generally connected to local stuff.
But
obviously you're listening from not here.
Not here. So this is what's really cool. You can actually sponsor a first responder in our upcoming challenge, which is all about putting yourself first.
Me, myself, and I.
Yes, it's all about filling your cup first. And who needs to fill their cup first more than a first responder or essential worker? They, as we all know, have been just really dealing with it in the last 18 months. And so here's how it works. When you go to sign up for the challenge, and obviously you don't actually have to sign up for the challenge, in the show notes below, there's a special link.
You should, though.
But you should, because do you sign yourself up as your vote of self-care for you? And then you sign your first responder buddy up or person that has touched your life as an essential worker.
And then you can do this together.
And you do it together. And here's the thing. So the link's below. There's a special link for the first responders. So normally
in the show notes.
Normally, the challenge is $99. It's about $1,139 in value, and then Brad added a special gift, so it's more than that. So it's $99 for the challenge, but first responder that you're sponsoring, it's only $30 because we're splitting the cost with you. And this way, your first responder can live anywhere in the world, and they can be touched by this special gift that's actually going to, in the challenge, I'm going to teach you and them how to fill your cup first so you can take care of others and do more of what you love and be there for the people that matter to you. So you don't have to know what Pilates is. We've got special classes for those people who are brand new. You also don't have to do the full class because finishing is optional. We like to say that.
Yeah.
But
in fact, one of our members said that, and we thought that was amazing.
I think we're going to make it a shirt. So, click the links below, sign yourself up, sign a first responder up. And then for 30 days, we are going to ditch the old ways that you think and you have used to make consistency a possibility in your life, that only leave you feeling bad about yourself, and actually learn the tools and tips that help you feel really freaking awesome about yourself, help you create consistency. And yes, we'll use Pilates, but you can rinse and repeat all of these tips for anything you want to be consistent with.
Okay, so don't miss it because it's all happening on October 3rd is the start date. If you're a day or two late, that's okay. You can still participate in the challenge, but anyway, sign up now. Don't wait because we're going to get started, and it's going to be 30 days from October 3.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. Yay. Love that question. Thanks for asking. If you want to ask a question of us, you just send it to beit.pod on Instagram. Just send
us a DM.
I would love to answer it. It can be anything in life. It doesn't have to be anything about Pilates, maybe it's self-care. It could be anything on your mind that you just would love the opinion of Brad and I.
Like where does Lesley find these amazing backdrop hanging banner things?
I know, we got to get a new one because I'm super over this one.
Like, how come I look like I'm in a completely different room than her? With my backdrop? Is that real? Or what's happening? Are we on the other side of the house?
No, we're not on the other side of the house, but I'm definitely ordering a new backdrop now.
No, they're supposed to ask so we can answer.
Well, they can ask me where I get them, but I'm still ordering another one. DM beit.pod.
DM the beit.pod. Okay, now let's talk about Jessica Burgio.
Jessica Burgio.
Jessica, known as the Beauty Mentor, is a confidence coach for beauty industry professionals. She's a single mom at 40 years old, a former salon owner.
I like an over.
Well, over was my next word. She has over 20 years of behind the chair experience, and she's the founder of the Beauty Inspires Beauty podcast. She is excited, enthusiastic, and inspiring. If you've not listened to her episode yet with Lesley, you should definitely do so. She's just rad.
Especially the moms out there, listen to it because she's a badass, and it's not easy to be a mom in general. To be a single mom, woo!
It was good. It was really good to listen to her. Talk about this just life getting to where she is today, and how she started as a really excited, enthusiastic 20-year-old in the beauty biz, and kind of killed it right out of the gate, and then started looking around, going, "How come I'm doing well, but all my peers, not all, but many of my peers are not?" And then realizing that she should find a solution, or can find a solution, to empower others, all the while starting a family along the way.
Aside from the family all the way, clearly she and I became friends for over many reasons.
Yeah.
Not just my amazing...
I thought there was a parallel there.
There was. I got really fastly busy as a Pilates instructor, and then I was like, how come my peers aren't as busy as me? Anyways, we met actually over leggings, and then we ended up in a group together. But you have to listen to the podcast to hear how that happened. Okay, so something I really love that she said is the power of putting yourself in rooms with people you don't know. And of course I have to choose this one for a couple of reasons. She and I met because we put ourselves in a room of people we don't know.
Yeah.
And that has changed not just my career, but my life. Some of my favorite people that I get to talk to every single week are people I've met in a room that I put myself in. And I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what a mastermind is. I don't know anything. But currently, you and I are literally putting ourselves in rooms, pools, parties.
Yeah. Surprise parties, movie theaters, all the things.
We went to a surprise party for a person we know only a couple of times because we shopped at their store and we knew no one else there. And thankfully, we actually ended up knowing someone there. I was like, oh, the only other person we know in Vegas is here. That's amazing.
Yeah. We as you know, we moved to Vegas last summer, but because of COVID, we really haven't been going out until like 3 months ago. So because now we're vaccinated and exploring Las Vegas, it's been fun to like learn the street names, because I literally was like, I know my street, that's it. You know,
we tell people we live over in this neighborhood, and they're like, where? And I'm like, you exit the 15
right.
at
that's where we know. That's about all we know.
And then you make a left.
Yeah. So it's been fun to get to know the city of Las Vegas, and then also obviously meeting the people here. So we've been really trying to connect. So
yeah, but putting yourself in rooms with people you don't know, you learn so much about yourself. Like, it is self-awareness time, because you will learn like what you're a little bit afraid to say, what like a little bit about like, ooh, that's intriguing, or that's interesting, or that scares me a little bit. Like, I don't know. It's scary and super fun, more than a roller coaster, I find. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, you know me.
Brad makes friends freaking everywhere.
My favorite thing to do is meet new people. My number one strength for a lot of my life was woo. Woo stands for winning others over, which if you like look at the definition of it, it basically means I love to meet everybody in the room and get to know who they are, and then like have a conversation briefly and move on to the next person and meet them. And that's just something that I've always done. And so anyway, I love getting out there and meeting people.
Always done. Oh. And it's also really great because but the power of that is we have really connected with some amazing people that we went to dinner with a guy. You met in an elevator. I was in that elevator, but you met him in that elevator.
Yes, I started talking to him in an elevator that was maybe 60 seconds elevator ride, and we got to the top, and we walked from the elevator to the restaurant bar, and then
somehow exchanged phone numbers.
That was the extent of the conversation. No, like I knew there was more of a conversation to have, and we sat, we had our drinks and our hang, and when we were leaving, I was like, I'm not finished with this conversation with this guy. And so I ran over I interrupted his party. I literally interrupted a conversation. I like waved from him. I'm like, yo. And he came over. I was like, hey, we got a jet, but we should keep talking, you know. And he's like, absolutely. We exchanged phone numbers. And then we ended up going to he was like, he texted me, I'm coming back to Vegas. You guys should get tickets to this concert. I'm going to go to this concert. Let's hang.
We got tickets to, what do you call those things? Rastafari?
No. We went to a reggae concert. Yeah.
We did go to a reggae concert with this guy. First, we went to dinner with him. He and his partner, it's not his partner in life, but his partner in his business.
Yeah.
They're like big time financial something kinds of people. But we ended up having the best time, and that friendship is not done. It's not a one-hit wonder.
No, it was a blast.
And, you know, so the power is that like, you are often like one or two people away from the person you want to meet. Like, I am almost positive between one or two connections, we have Oprah's phone number. For sure, one connection away from many other powerful people. And so I just think it's really important, whatever you're wanting to do in this life, you often think like, oh my God, I can never get that person to like listen to me. If only this person knew what I was doing, then I would have this. You probably have the literal connections in your contact list, and then you just have to, so go put yourself in rooms.
Well, I'm laughing here because at a completely different point in the conversation, you and Jessica talked about tips for getting first clients and / the gift of gab, which is like kind of a perfect show.
Why don't you why don't you talk about your favorite?
Exactly. That's literally what I'm saying. So in that conversation, you were talking about tips for getting your first client / the gift of gab. So it goes hand in hand with the power of putting yourself in a room with people you don't know, where you know there is. I love it because I do it right. I meet people, and that's on purpose. I was trained in how to do this. Okay, this was / innate. My mom is the person who, like, when we were leaving church, would take 30 minutes to get out the door, and my dad would be looking at her like, you said we wanted to go, and now I'm waiting on you. And, so
Same. My mom's same.
But so I definitely learned that from my mom, in that, like, she says hi to everyone. She's got a conversation going with them that never ends. It's like, weeks long running, whatever. But that's friends and people that you know already, and, like, you're chit chatting with them, whatever. But I was trained in how to meet people who I don't know, how to start a conversation with them, and how to influence, how to win friends and influence people, right? So go read that book. That's worth reading. But the point is getting over yourself, getting over that fear of, I don't know what to say. It's not an easy thing, and it just takes practice. And one of the best ways to get over that fear of meeting people is to put yourself in a room with people you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So...
And I just have to say to my introverts out there, I'm just going to be really honest. If you're an introvert, it is important that you learn the skill of gabbing with people. I know that's not where you get your energy. That is what bathroom stalls are for at these places. I definitely...
Oh, you mean hiding?
Oh, yeah. I go to the bathroom a lot. Not always to pee. Sometimes just take a few deep breaths and, like, regroup, and then I go back out there. So shy and introvert are different things. We talked about in a different episode, but, like, introvert, like, if you get your energy from being by yourself, it is so important that you bootstrap yourself into these rooms, put yourself out there, talk to people, have fun, and then go hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes. No one's going to notice. I promise no one is like, that girl's been in the bathroom for 5 minutes. They are not paying attention to you as much as you think. And so...
What did you just say?
They're not going to pay attention to you as much as you think they are.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's just really important that you have this. And I got the gift of gab from my mama, who's probably listening to this, or she's watching on YouTube. She likes to watch us. She thinks it's fun. But she would run into people 3 hours away from our house. We were in Muumuus in a mall once. So the gift of gab is important, and it's helpful for not just your first client, but for all the things.
Muumuus in a mall once.
Oh my God, y'all!
Well,
13 years old.
You referenced it. You already told the story.
I know. Listen to the podcast episode. Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Okay, so but the point is that you can talk to people. You have to talk to people that you don't know in order to find that first client or to make friends. It's like meeting people. You have to talk to them, right? So on a when you're on a mission to go meet someone new, the big question mark is, what do I talk about?
Oh, tell them.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can prepare yourself with some prompt questions. Okay, and there are many formulas for this. I use a formula called FORM, F-O-R-M. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message, right? So maybe your message is, I'm a fitness instructor, or I'm a Pilates teacher, or I'm a whatever, but you need to kind of get the conversation around to that. And you can, when the conversation is weird and awkward and dies, you can use the prompts of family, occupation, and recreation in order to jumpstart the conversation again. So when it gets that weirdness and you're like, that's awkward, you can be like, so what do you do for work? Or, what
do you do for fun?
Are you from here? Or, like, what do you do for fun? Like, just family, occupation, recreation, and then message. And it allows you to just find a point of connection with that person so that you can then connect to why you're out there in the first place. And one of the things that Lesley used to do in LA, which is a great thing to do, is at a coffee shop in line talking to other people, she would say, this is like the straight to the point of, like, oh yeah, I've just had 5 minutes between clients. I'm grabbing a coffee. Okay, now that you've just left a cliffhanger there for them to go, what kind of clients? So you can go, I teach Pilates, right?
Also, I was in leggings, and people are not in between clients, and now they are with COVID, but they weren't before.
Yeah.
So it was a really good talking point. But yes, you have to, like, have these little things that, like, are ready for you. So let us know if you use a form, family, occupation. Wow, I want to use that.
Well, okay. So finally, let's talk about the beit action items. What bold executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your conversation with Jessica Burgio? I'm going to jump right in on this one. And this is funny because I feel like this is clearly a recurring theme here.
You always find a way.
Well, I didn't say it. She said, you're always one person away from referrals.
100%.
Okay, and actually what I thought was amazing is when we're coaching our fitness business clients on how do you get new clients, obviously the first half of this episode is very relevant to that, but this is what she said that blew my mind because I don't know how I haven't thought of this before. She said, even if there's no one at the coffee shop, talk to the barista.
Oh yeah.
Make friends with the girl behind the counter at the store, the apparel store right down the street. Whatever, you have such a relation to them in that you're in it together. I work across the street. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Well, we're clearly working a similar lifestyle in the same hours, whatever. However it is, but. Then, she's going to say, well, where do you work? Oh, I teach X or I do this or whatever it might be. And then what Jessica said, which I thought was brilliant, was she said, I got one of my first clients because someone said at the coffee shop, oh, I'm really tired of going to my gym class. I'm tired of it and I'm kind of looking for something else. And the barista said, oh, you should talk to Jessica because, whatever. And, because she teaches, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was like this moment of like third party referral of someone who wasn't even had never even taken a class.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one of those opportunities where when other people around you, they want to be, everyone loves to be the authority on something and also want to be helpful for other people. And maybe they're not necessarily even thinking that they're helping out you by referring a client your way. They're showing that they're an authority by telling the person in front of them, you should go talk to Lesley across the street. She teaches Pilates.
100%. This just happened to me. We went to that party. We put ourselves in a room with people we don't know. And I met a girl who will be a podcast guest soon, who owns a facial place that I love now. And somehow this random person on Instagram DM'd me that they're opening a store. And I was like, oh, that's so fascinating, right? So of course, I'm new to the community. I'm like, oh, another business owner in downtown. This is awesome for me. I'm making new friends. Anyways, she asked someone to refer her to people who could promote her store. That someone is me. I now have an event at her store. I had never met her. We did a phone call, and because of the referrals, there was all
from the facial place.
From the facial place,
right? Who also hasn't taken Pilates from you?
Also taken Pilates from me? No,
right?
Nothing at all.
So,
but because of that, the two of us are now working together, just based on that referral.
Yeah. In fact, I believe she lent you clothes for a photo shoot.
She totally did.
And then you ended up buying some of those clothes because you really liked them.
I love them.
So it was just this interesting connection that was put together by a third person. And now it's been really fun to get to know this, wife and her family.
Yeah.
Because they're actually, coincidentally, they're in our neighborhood.
I mean,
it's so random.
You are always one person away from referrals of any kind. I don't care if you listen to this for life or business. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Totally. Okay, so what about you?
All right, done is better than perfect.
Oh, really? I couldn't have bet money that you were going to choose that one.
Obviously, I had to pick this one. Okay, so first of all, I have been following this mantra for a long time because Gretchen Rubin wrote in one of her books years ago, we might have been on our honeymoon, and she said, I would rather host a dinner party in my messy apartment than never host the perfect dinner party that I keep planning. And I was like, that's so true. That is so true. And then in our group, because we've been talking about messy action and done is better than perfect for so long. In our group just last week, someone wrote this post. It's like a meme that was like, if something is worth doing well, it's also worth doing mediocre or partially well or not good. Because doing the thing is better than not doing the thing.
It's funny. I have said for years that I'm ambitiously lazy and I would rather do it right the first time than have to come back and do it again.
I know. It's really annoying because
Well, it's a lie. I just it's completely not true because there's very rarely an opportunity for me to get it done perfectly the first time through. It ends up, especially in the startup world, you don't end up rolling out the finished product. You never do. It does not happen.
No.
You end up rolling out a version of it that you already know you're going to make a second version of it, which you already know you're going to make a third version of it. And what it comes down to is how much do I get out the door to have a test case scenario so that people can give me feedback, and then that might change my direction altogether, and then that way you're providing something that they want. So I love that. I love this done is better than perfect, because maybe done is just version 1, and then version 2 is going to have all the bells and whistles that you dreamt of the first time through, but you just need to get it out the door in the first place. So I think it's great.
I am obsessed with it. Y'all, please put that on a mirror just so you get out the door, because you're beautiful the way you are. What you're about to do is good enough.
Don't write it in stencils and calligraphy. Use a lipstick.
Lipstick.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah. All right, I'm Lesley Logan.
My name's Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so freaking grateful for you. Y'all, This podcast is taking off because of you. I'm beside myself.
Thanks for sharing it with your friends and family.
Yeah,
keep doing that.
Keep doing it. So tell us how you're going to use these tips in your life. We want to hear about. Screenshot it. Put your takeaway. Tag Be It Pod. Let us know. And you can also send us a DM to the pod on Instagram.
And the producer of the show said that you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Be It YouTube channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that you?
The producer's me. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you can subscribe. You can watch these. We actually film them. They're on YouTube. You can subscribe, follow.
Those damn producers making us plug things.
On every place that offers podcasts. All the freaking places offer podcasts.
Yeah,
it's
subscribe.
Free to subscribe. Automatically download. It's like freaking telling us you love us every single time. All right. Yeah. We'll catch you on the next episode. Be it till you see it.
I know.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
Kevin and Belle at Disenyo handle all of our audio editing and some social media content.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jaira Mondal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Pedroso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And the Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.